Squad, a little bit of a different video here. This is how to fix the loading ring issue on the ISO chain or IsoMax. First, what you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver, a micro one. And once you unscrew all 4 bolts on the ISO chain or IsoMax bar, then you're gonna see the inner components like here. And so you can see the broken screw there. And so I'm gonna need these pliers, and I'm going to have to, and this is fast forwarded, twist it off. Now, when you're twisting, be extra careful not to catch those wires. If any of those wires get yanked or they get cut, the display or the functions of the ISO chain or IsoMax, particularly time mode, load mode, average mode, or even just a default mode, is going to be ruined, and that is not covered under warranty. And by the way, neither is this. So I highly recommend talking to Dragon Door and having them fix it for you. But if you are more of a DIY guy and you don't mind voiding the warranties, this probably will do that. This is what you want to do. Now, what I did was I got some screws here, and it actually fits into the IsoMax, but it's not long enough. And you're going to see that I figured this out fairly quickly right here, that it's just, I tried to screw it in, but it just wouldn't catch. So that's done. And so now what we're doing is I went back a couple days later and I got the right one off of Amazon. And so now what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and screw that in, this one here. You see how much longer it is. I actually do a comparison side by side. And so we're gonna go ahead and screw that one in. So what you wanna do is screw it through the bottom first and have it come through the underside. Okay, and so with the link that I have in the description, you'll know that this one is the correct one. Now, and it's an M6 bolt. So screw it all the way in and make sure that it's coming through. And so when you do a couple test tugs, it should catch inside of the metal bar here. And so now you can kind of feed it through, and then I put the nut on the other side so it's locked in. And make sure that when you lock it in, you can kind of hand tighten it here like what I did. Make sure that ring is pointing the same exact way as when it was before, like when you first received yours. And now once it's locked in, then you want to take those pliers and tighten it even more. Once that's taken care of, you're pretty much home free. Now what you need to do is make sure that you put everything back on and don't have the wires get caught. Make sure you stuff them all in on the sides there. Don't have them get in the middle, because when you come and clamp this back on, it might get squished and then it's ruined again. So I'm testing the unit here. Everything is working, which is great. I do a couple of test tugs here. Everything is fine. And so the unit is now working. And so what I need to do now is go ahead and take the screws and put them back in. And so make sure you start with the smaller ones first, okay? And then you take your micro Phillips head screwdriver here and you screw them all in. Be careful with this, because I ended up stripping one of these. And so for the one that you see here, only 3 of them are solid. The other one is kind of ruined, which is my fault because I over tightened it. So be mindful, if for some reason you need to do this again, tighten it enough, but not too much. And then for the other screws, which are normal size, you can use a power driller here, or you can just use a regular normal sized Phillips head screwdriver and get those in. And I was being very mindful not to over tighten these. But once everything's set, you can see that, you know, I'm literally hanging it by the loading ring, and it's totally fine. Power on the unit. I do a couple of test tugs here. But the unit is fully functional again. It sticks out a little bit more than normal, so I'm sure you can find a custom M6 bolt that works for you. But you can see the numbers fluctuating just fine. The tear is built in, so it's great. And just like that, you have your bar functioning again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.